Sportz Blitz Live is on the air with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
to the 5, touchdown Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama, touchdown!
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sportz Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into the latest edition of Sportz Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside Luke Robinson. We'll be with you until 9 o'clock tonight, taking your phone calls. 256-234-6221. There's an echo in here.
There is an echo in here. I'm trying to share the Facebook Live portion of this.
Appreciate that. Welcome to all of you in there joining us on Facebook Live. And all of you out there in TV land. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. A lot to talk about, as there always is. This is kind of a dead time in between the bowl games, but the world still keeps turning. We'll talk about what was the Super 7 championships, as Luke was there, witnessing it in the snow and everything that went along with it. Some interesting games, some of them not a lot of close scores here, a couple of them, but some interesting games nonetheless. The coaching carousel about to come to a stop, I believe. I think everybody's pretty much determined who they want, and they've gotten their man, at least maybe down the line. It could have been their first choice, could have been their ninth choice in case it was Tennessee. But college football awards have been handed out. We'll talk about a lot of those. We're going to kick off the show right tonight. We're going to go right to the phone lines.
Let's hope I don't get cussed out this time. Caller, you're on the air.
Yo, y'all got any election results?
No, but we will work on that for you. Which race were you particularly interested in?
The only race.
I got you. I kind of figured that. Well,
Okay.
thank you for the call. We will certainly keep you updated as results come streaming in right here to Kowaliga Country. I guess.
Yeah. We're working on getting a ticker on the bottom.
Is there? There's not another race, is there? There's not another race anywhere, is there? This is it.
This is it. That's what the ballot is. It's two names.
And this is what, look, I'm so thankful this race is over just so I'll quit getting phone calls and having to quit seeing commercials.
I am too.
Let me tell you what, these two guys, I don't care who you voted for. I'm sure all of you or a lot of you love Doug Jones or you love Roy Moore or whatever. But if you've seen either one of their commercials and not been a little creeped out, that's kind of on you. Doug Jones, his head's always turned this way, his eyes are always that way, and I don't know what
the deal
Roy's
with
doing.
Roy Moore and the cowboy hat and the gun?
And why won't he get one that fits?
I don't know.
Why does he have a tiny hat and tiny vest and a tiny gun? It's like he found his old cowboy costume from the third grade and said, you know what would be cool if I put this on?
Yeah.
And it's not cool.
He kind of looks like Woody from Toy Story. But we'll talk about, we'll do a little preview, and it's a little early, but we'll talk about Auburn versus Central Florida in the Peach Bowl. We'll talk about Alabama and Clemson in the Sugar Bowl. Alabama-Clemson Part 3. The winner take all.
I'll tell you what it's better than. It's better than Clemson-Ohio State Part 2.
Yes, it is, because that would be more the same.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I'm afraid, though, and look, we can get into this. As I keep looking at Clemson, I'm afraid Alabama may not fare much better. I'm worried about Clemson. I mean, that's my new Twitter handle, Scared of Clemson.
Scared of Clemson. Well, basketball season is upon us, and we're about 10 games into it. Alabama traveled out to Arizona, acquitted themselves well. Not as good an Arizona team maybe as last couple of years, but nonetheless, Colin Sexton continues to impress. Is it a one-man show?
No, it's not necessarily a one-man show. Alabama needs Braxton Key back desperately. And I talked to Brian Pasnick, the color commentator for the Crimson Tide today. Look, I mean, it's basketball. Alabama travels all the way to the West Coast. Arizona, they got some. There was one, I don't know if did you see the game?
That beast in the middle.
Yeah, that guy is ridiculous. Yeah. Pasnick said he's the one guy that he's seen in 15 years of color commentating that he said, okay, that guy, he's going to be an all-pro. Now, he's seen some other guys, Anthony Davis, whatever, and he said that guy's going to be good. And they turned out to be even better, maybe than he thought. But he said, this guy, his name's escaping me.
Yeah,
Adaye, I think.
I couldn't
he
say
said
it
he said he's going to be an all-star. Now, an NBA all-star, like Hall of Famer kind. I'll tell you what he did, though. He did literally kick Colin Sexton in the face. And they reviewed it. Did you see the play?
Well,
but let me just say this. It's like Patrick
he's a big
said.
guy. His legs get flopped
Yeah,
around.
yeah. Let me tell you, I've done a lot of. I used to rebound a lot. That used to be what I do, and I never kicked anybody ever. And so when you're 7'1",
He was
and you
flailing. There's no doubt.
He flailed. It was purposeful. I also think Colin
I don't think
flopped
he
a little
tried
bit.
to kick him in the face.
I don't think he tried to kick him in the face. That's why I think it's just a flagrant foul, not a flagrant 2. But when the official said no foul, no harm, no nothing, I said, Alabama's not walking out of this.
Did he really kick him, though?
I don't think
it was
there's any
like
question
a
about it.
nudged, right?
Look, if you're 7'1" and your right leg is perpendicular to your body,
I mean, if
you have to purposely kick it out there.
If he would, I know that, but I mean, I'm saying like if he wouldn't have been wearing, I mean, if his foot was like a 20 instead of a 21, I'm not sure it would have hit him.
I agree, but that's like saying, if you didn't hit me if your elbow was just a little less sharp and you hit me in the face, it might not have hurt so bad.
Well,
but my point is, and look, again, that's not why Alabama lost. I'm just saying, when you travel long distances, when Arizona comes back to Alabama next year, I expect Alabama to get those kind of calls. That's how it works in basketball specifically.
Kick that guy in the face.
Kick him right in the face, see what happens. He won't be there.
No,
and neither will Colin
Neither
Sexton.
will, no. That's true.
But I'll say this. I did think Alabama played well. I hate that they tipped off at 9 o'clock. I mean, some of us got to go to bed, man. But can I tell you a funny story real quick?
By all means.
All right.
We got time.
A buddy of mine, my wife decided she was going to go out with some friends, and I went home to watch the Alabama game and go to bed because that's what I do. I'm 45 and I'm an adult. And I'm also not very much fun. So she goes out and she's going to take an Uber home. Well, I'm not going to say, at some witching hour, she comes home and wakes me up.
That is so 21st century,
I know.
that sentence. Because I didn't even know I was like, what? Oh, yeah, okay. She was going to take an Uber home.
She's going to take an Uber home. And, we don't.
Is that a drunk at the bar or what?
No, it's just, look, don't take a chance. Now that Birmingham has Uber, don't take a chance. If you have one beer, don't take a chance.
No. I said, is that taking a drunk home?
No.
Taking an Uber home.
Oh, no. It could be. If you're the Uber driver, it is usually. But anyway, so she wakes me up, right? It's like 12:30. It's not that late. Mm-hmm. And she wakes me up, and she says, Luke, you got to come outside. And I've said this a million times. I take a sleeping pill because I have to because I don't sleep well, and I'm kind of knocked out and kind of zombified, and I know that if I get up, it's very hard to go back to sleep. So I'm not getting up because I was thinking she had some friends over and they're going to, surprise for no reason. And I'm like, I'm not getting up. She shakes me again and says, you got to get up, you got to come outside. And I said, I'm not getting up. And then she goes out, she leaves for a second, comes back, she goes, Luke, the Uber driver wants to see you. And I'm like, what, did you not pay him? I mean, what? No, I'm not getting up. She said, the Uber driver knows you. And I said, okay, this is getting weird. And I said, I don't know any Uber drivers. I said, I'm fine with Uber driving. I would probably drive an Uber.
Well, I mean, anybody can be
But
one,
I drive
right?
enough. Yeah, and it's cool, and you make extra money and whatever. There's no shame in it. I was like, I just don't know anybody doing it. And she said, well, his name is, and I won't say his name, but she said his name is this. And like immediately, like the whole time my eyes were closed talking about this, immediately my eyes popped open. And she said, his name is so-and-so. And he said, he's coming in here if you don't come out there. And I said, yeah, he'd probably come in here if I didn't go out there. So I threw on some clothes real quick, went out there and said hi to him. I hadn't seen him in years, and it was good to see him. Huh?
College buddy?
No, friend from Alex City, and kind of a college buddy too. He went to, all over. So anyway,
He went to all over.
Anyway, it was
life.
just what are the odds that my wife would call Uber and randomly a dude from Alex City that knows me very well would pick her up? Pretty.
I'd say 6%.
In Birmingham, I'd
Yeah.
say pretty scant. That's 6%. That's pretty high.
That's high?
It's like playing.
2%.
Would you used to watch Card Sharks?
No.
Card
I
Sharks.
did.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah.
Whatever. We're off track.
That's right. We're way off track. But that's okay. That's what this program's all about. It's being off track. Auburn 8-1 on the season. Who would have thought that? Not a terribly challenging schedule.
But their RPI is about 220.
But nonetheless, with everything that's happened, I think that's okay.
Let me tell you what I see when I watch Auburn play basketball. I see a bunch of athletes. I see some guys that are. I watched Auburn earlier that day play UAB, and then I watched Alabama play. I think Alabama's got better basketball players, but Alabama's guys are kind of lanky. They look youthful. Auburn's dudes, with the exception maybe of Harper, who's, pretty diminutive. I mean, he's a small dude.
Yeah, he's not a big guy.
Auburn's got some dudes. They got some muscle on that team.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to bode well for them. But I will say this, when they get into the SEC schedule, I think they're going to have some trouble because Auburn, literally, they've played a horrific schedule. Now, I know they got UConn coming in, I think, but UConn's not UConn of old. They played UAB, but this UAB team isn't very good. They've got, I'll tell you, Auburn's toughest game may be the one coming up, which is Middle Tennessee State. They've already beaten 2 SEC teams. They hammered Ole Miss, and they beat Vandy.
Yeah.
And I want to say they beat Vandy at Vandy,
Vandy's
too.
not real good.
No, but I'll tell you, you know what Vandy's got? Now, this doesn't help them this year. They got 2 5-stars committed for next year.
Really?
Yeah, Bryce Drew is doing he's doing some work at Vandy.
Well, good for them. They're going to need them.
Yeah, they need them now.
Yeah.
But the SEC overall is still, I think, faring pretty well. Now, Mississippi State was playing Cincinnati tonight, and this Cincinnati team's good. I don't know. Mississippi State's one of the few undefeated teams left in the country. I don't think they'll be undefeated after tonight, though. They hadn't played anyone either.
No. Well, okay. Well, that's good information. Appreciate that.
Just throwing some stuff out
Okay.
there.
Shea Patterson looks like he's headed to Michigan.
He is
We
headed to
thought
Michigan.
he has headed to Michigan. We thought maybe Oklahoma could have been a destination, but Kyler Murray's there. Kyler Murray, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Transfer from
Kyler.
Texas A&M, Kyler. So Michigan, that should be interesting.
I'll tell you what, and everybody's already talking about it on College Football Live, this is the only reason you could possibly justify paying Jim Harbaugh the money you pay him, because he is keeping Michigan on the tip of the tongue of the college football world with a move like this. And he does that, huh?
10 seconds.
Okay, and so we'll talk about it when we come back.
All right, we're up against a break here, but don't go anywhere. More to come on this edition of Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. At Main Street Family Urgent Care, we want you to know one of the benefits of our clinic. We have a self-pay option that allows you to get the most out of your visit. That means you don't have to worry about receiving a large bill after your visit. $125 covers all in-house labs, stitches, x-rays, or injections, and we have a selection of antibiotics available in the clinic. We want you to feel better fast at Main Street Family Urgent Care, open 7 days a week in Alexander City across the street from Walmart. Heal better, feel better fast.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has Bliss with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. One less thing to spoil the weekend. No, it can't make the fish bite, but maybe they'll work on that. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's red flag pest control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized easy-go kart dealer that has no limits on a perfect easy-go kart. Whether it's a fully customized kart or a stock-made kart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best easy-go carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you until 9 o'clock tonight. And give us a call, 256-234-6221. Tennessee finally gets their man, and it's Jeremy Pruitt, defensive coordinator for Alabama. The second year in a row that Alabama has gotten an assistant coach stolen right before the playoffs. How does that make you feel, Luke?
Actually, I mean, if you want to go back to Kirby Smart, it's really the third year in a row. But, I mean, I can't fault a man for trying to move up in the world.
No.
I mean, Jeremy Pruitt was coaching high school not too long ago.
Not really.
And now he's head coach at the University of Tennessee. I think it's a problem for Alabama in one sense, certainly. Not only was he one of the more powerful recruiters on the staff, but he called the defense. And I know that everybody's initial inclination is just to bump Tosh Lupoy up, which I'm all for. I like Tosh a lot, and he's also a marvelous recruiter. But I don't know that Tosh knows as much about the defense as Jeremy does. Maybe he does. And maybe it's going to work, but I mean, the hesitation that I've seen so far from Saban to just automatically elevate him to that status gives me a little bit of pause. But look, in the end, I'm going to stay hard and fast to my motto, which is Saban will handle it. And let Saban handle it and not worry about it too much. I mean, Alabama's in the playoffs again. Whether they backdoored their way in or whether you think they earned it, doesn't matter. They're there, and I'm just going to enjoy the ride.
What do you think about, I mean, you like the fact that he's going to stick around and coach the defense?
No, I do not like that. I would say it was Steve Fisher that started coaching Michigan in basketball when
1989.
In 89.
Won a championship.
Yeah, they won the championship, and Bo Schembechler was the AD at the time, and I can't remember the coach's name who left for Arizona State. But he said, I don't want an Arizona State man coaching a Michigan team. And that's the way I feel. I think it'd be better for all parties if Jeremy Pruitt just moved on. I can see the rationale behind it. I just think about it as, look, he's a Tennessee dude. He's going to be recruiting for Tennessee. And how can you expect him not to? And why do you want him in on the meetings? But, again, Saban gets paid mega dollars to make those decisions. If it were any other coach, I would be scratching my head and second guessing it. I'm gonna let it play out and assume hopefully he knows best. I mean, look, with Kirby Smart, it worked out.
Yeah.
They knew he's going to Georgia. So
Kiffin, I mean, that was a kind of a unique.
I think Kiffin was more
situation.
of a mutual parting of the ways.
Yeah.
It was time. He had outlived his welcome, and he also was ready to welcome the exit.
Yeah. Well, it's like Scott Frost in Central Florida. I mean, there still seems to be some debate about whether he's going to coach that game or not.
He is.
But he's took the whole staff with him.
Again, that makes no sense to me. I kind of get it from the sense of, and you could tell he has an emotional connection to that team. He said after that game for the championship, the conference championship, that he said, "Look, this is my team." He was choked up about it. He wanted to see it through. But in the end, it's a Nebraska dude coaching a Central Florida team. If I'm Nebraska, I'm like, hey man, we got to get recruiting. They just lost a wide receiver commit in Joshua Moore, who's probably going to go to Texas A&M now. Nebraska doesn't have any time to waste.
No. South Alabama, Steve Campbell from Central Arkansas, guy won a national title at Delta State in Division II, won a national title at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, I believe. I think that's a pretty good gift for South Alabama.
I think it's a very good get for him, for them, and I guess I'll just have to take a wait and see approach. But I would say it's a big hire. It's not a huge splash, but I think it's a very nice hire.
What are you going? How big of a splash are you going to make it, South Alabama?
Well, maybe you go out there and you look for somebody like a Butch Davis type guy who's at Florida International now. You look for a Lane Kiffin type guy,
some guy with a stain on him.
Well, Kiffin doesn't have a. Kiffin's more about. Kiffin
he's got a stain.
But I mean, some of it now, like it's worked its way back around. Somehow Kiffin's worked his way back into everybody's good graces.
Yeah, somehow he's the
Kiffin's got a little Charles Barkley
year.
about him. You know what I mean? Charles Barkley is a guy who's had some things in his past, but he's kind of owned up to them, and he speaks his mind and says says the first thing that comes out of his mouth, and everybody's kind of cool with it. And now Lane's been so successful offensively, and he's turned that program around so much, it goes to show you that as long as you're winning, people are get behind you. And Kiffin's been winning, and I mean, he's a hilarious follow on Twitter. I mean, he's brilliant.
It was, it's kind of funny. I mean, he's on game. I don't watch game day as much as I used to, but I just happened to be turned in, I guess 2 Saturdays ago, for the championship games, and he was walking, they were walking in like whatever they do. The owl walk, or owl, whatever it is. And he was on his phone, and they were kind of making fun of him on game day, saying that he was tweeting.
Yeah.
And he tweeted out saying, I'm not tweeting. Yeah. I'm actually returning an email or something.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're like, man, okay, so that's pretty good.
It's just, he's funny, and he's personable, and, I mean, people get him. The young guys get him. And he's a good recruiter.
How long before he gets a big-time job?
I'll tell you what. I think Tennessee may have dropped the ball there. I think I believe he might have gone back, and I believe you talk about a splash. If Tennessee could have hired him, look, I get it. Pruitt's going to recruit well, but he is an unknown commodity as a head coach. Okay, he may be Kirby Smart. He may not be. He may be Jim McElwain. So, I mean, and maybe Jim McElwain isn't that bad, but sometimes things aren't a great fit. I would have hired Lane Kiffin, and I would have done it in a heartbeat. I think Tennessee needed an incredible adrenaline boost, and they didn't need a guy who's necessarily coaching their arch rival in the playoffs right now. So, I mean, that coaching Alabama thing works both ways. I don't think it's good for anybody. I don't think it's good for Pruitt, Tennessee, or Alabama.
That's probably a good call. Mario Cristobal promoted to head coach at Oregon.
I love that.
Really?
Yeah, because Cristobal is you talk about a guy that's
he's a big-time recruiter for sure. But
and I think Oregon
offensive line coaches.
Okay, I get you. I do. I understand that, but I think that Oregon needs a recruiter right now, and I think that's the number one thing they need. They need some flash over there. That's what they sell. That's Oregon's personality, and I think that he can go get some. And I think he will go into Florida, into South Florida specifically. He played at Miami, and I think he'll go get a bunch of talent. And I think he'll keep a lot of L.A. guys, speed guys in Oregon and get them there. And I think that they'll be a lot of fun to watch. I mean, how much they'll win, I don't know. But I think that's Oregon's personality, and they need to stick with it.
Yeah. Mike Bloomberg at Rice. No, I'm kidding. There was what was I going to – I was going to say – I had it and I lost it.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know.
Sounds like
Willie Taggart.
Oh, there we go.
He came in at Florida State, but it was like he said he was going to bring new uniforms to Florida State. You remember when Florida State was flashy?
Yeah.
Now they're boring?
Yeah.
My goodness, we've come full circle. We're up against another break here, but when we come back, we'll shift our gears, talk a little bit about the Super 7, what was last weekend. Don't go away. We'll be back with more right after this.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard
or shop BMWofColumbus.com.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937, 866-837-6937, or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offer full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Farnell Mechanical gives you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable.
Trust Farnell Mechanical to provide perfect air for your family.
What perfect feels like. Lennox.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just one dime down. Plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just one dime down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
Welcome to the future, imagined by visionaries, championed by leaders, and focused on results. Made real through hard work and a determination to build the things that people count on. Places where ideas are born, where progress fuels growth and strengthens communities. It's work that makes a difference. United Rentals. You're building the future. We're here to help.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Advanced Heating and Air, your authorized East Central Alabama train dealer. Call Advanced Heating and Air. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. About an hour and a half more in tonight's program. Give us a call, 256-234-6221. The Super 7 championship games there at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Luke was there. Talk about some of these games, Luke, as you witnessed them. I know we'll start with the bottom. Well, you know, depending on how you want to look at it, but no intent, no evil intent.
Okay, you don't
1A.
want a whole high school after you. Trust me on this one.
Yeah. Sweetwater and Pickens County. You said, if I remember right, this is one of the ones you were really looking forward to. Sweetwater just a little bit too much. When you have 283 yards rushing to the opponent's 22.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be rough.
And that 50 yards passing, that was on one pass.
One pass.
And they didn't even need to, I mean, it was a great pass, but they didn't need to do that. I mean, they just, Sweetwater's just, they're always good. And when they beat Maplesville, you had a feeling, okay, they're going to be, this is the favorite. And they were just, I hate to, it was about as big of a blowout as a 20-6 game can be.
Really?
It looked like one team was significantly better.
10th state title for Sweetwater.
That's strong. They have the
that's
second
probably
most
what in the
appearances.
last 20 years. Man.
Yeah, they have the second most appearances of anybody next to Hoover.
Wow. And Lynette moving down to 1A next year. You're going to have Sweetwater, Lynette, Maplesville, Pickens County. That's going to be a loaded.
Good.
1A will be fun to watch.
Good luck, everybody else, with this Lynette squad. They've got some guys. They got some dudes, man. They got some guys coming back.
And speaking of Lynette, who is your state champion of 2A, they beat Leroy. Leroy, a perennial power, had won 5 state titles previous coming into this, but Lynette just too much.
Well, Leroy was up 15-0.
Yeah.
And Lynette.
And then Lynette said, not so fast.
Well, they've got Anquavius Pollard. He had a big catch in the game. He didn't do anything remarkable this game. Now, he will be at the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star contest in Hattiesburg, and I'll be down there with Corey LeBounty and Michael Forehand to call that game this Saturday at noon. He's going – an interesting side note to all this. Pollard's 6'7", 195. The shortest receiver for the Alabama squad this weekend at the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game is Cedric Jackson at 6'2". Wow. So Mississippi better have some big DBs is all I can say. They got Justin Ross, Anquavius Pollard, Seth Williams, who's committed to Auburn. He's an incredible athlete. Demontrez Brown, who's committed to Troy. He's about 6'3", 2-something. I mean, he's a big monster of a wide receiver. I'm just telling you, Alabama's going to have – every year it seems like there's one position that's so much stronger than the other positions, and this year it's wide receiver.
Who's throwing it to them?
Jack West will be one of the quarterbacks, and I should know the other quarterback right off. I saw Foster from Sidney Lanier.
Okay.
James Foster. He's very good too. He's picking he's gotten Florida State interest. He's gotten Alabama interest of late. So we'll see what happens.
3A champion would be Hillcrest Evergreen, 26-14 over Randolph County. The first title for Hillcrest Evergreen. Yeah,
and again, this one was pretty tight. The score isn't necessarily indicative of how close this game was. Hillcrest sort of pulled away late, but congratulations to them.
1-4 for Randolph County. Getting there. They've got that one. They're like the Braves.
Yeah.
Braves went to 5 World Series. They were 1-4.
But I would have rather been there. 'Tis better to have loved and lost. And yada, yada.
So they say.
Yeah.
4A, UMS Wright, the old faithful. 7th state title for UMS Wright as they take down Fayette County.
Jalen Armour Davis had a big game, the Alabama commitment, and he stayed this weekend in Tuscaloosa. He was over there, went on his official visit, and he's decided now he's going to sign early on December 20th, and he's also not going to play in the Alabama.
What position does he play?
Defensive back. Mm-hmm. And he's also not going to play in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game anymore because here's one thing that the setup of a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday can be detrimental for the All-Star game the next week because Jalen Armour Davis had to be there Thursday had to be there Friday. But they get there, I think, on Wednesday for the practice and everything else. So they miss a lot of school, and then you can't necessarily just go back to Hattiesburg and do all this over again and miss a bunch of school again. It's in the middle of finals, so he's just going to focus on academics this week and sign with Alabama and be done with it. He'll play in the Army All-American game, but I hate not to see Connis Miller, the Auburn commitment, also is pulled out of the game. I hate that for him, but I think he's a little banged up.
He is,
they
say.
The Marsh kid from Decatur,
yeah.
Josh Marsh, he's also pulled out of the game, another Auburn commitment.
Walking pneumonia.
Yeah. That sounds
I didn't
bad.
know pneumonia walked.
Yes, it can.
Wow.
I'd start running.
Yeah, really.
Did
you know Michael Forehand had pneumonia as a child? spent time in the hospital.
Michael Forehand?
Yeah. That's what he told me today on the Blitz. Who knew?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not really. But 7 yards. This was in the snow.
Yeah.
UMS Wright.
No. This wasn't. Well,
because I remember that kid was flopping around everywhere. That little running back for UMS Wright. Number 20. I don't know what his name was, but man, he was really quick. But maybe this was just rain, sleet, maybe.
Yeah, I think this was just there were some sloppy conditions, but it wasn't necessarily.
Okay. Wasn't necessarily okay.
Yeah.
5A state champion would be St. Paul's. Now this was the best game of the night.
I said Jalen Armour Davis for UMS Wright, and I totally blanked. He's for St. Paul's. I don't know why I was talking about him for that.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just was looking at one and doing another. I blanked. I'm sorry, and you didn't catch me. You were like, you know what we're like? Yesterday on ESPN's College Football Live, they did a whole segment on a bowl game between Mississippi State and Michigan. Mississippi State and Michigan aren't playing each other.
No.
I always do that, though. I always get UMS Wright and St. Paul's mixed up. I don't know why. Jalen Arbor Davis played for, and that's why I was saying this wasn't in the snow. This wasn't in the snow. This Fayette County UMS Wright game was a little different. I'm trying to remember I think he was, you're right, number 20. I think he was number 20. He was
dynamic.
He was crazy good. Now, Jalen Arbor Davis did have a good game for St. Paul's, and they beat Briarwood 17-14. Briarwood was previously undefeated coming into this game, but I talked about this with John Garcia on Inside the HSA a minute ago. Briarwood was this close to losing to St. Clair County and Jalen Cunningham, who will be at the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game. And they were down 21-0 at the half. They come back and win the game. But St. Paul's and Jalen Arbor Davis and Swift Lyle. Swift Lyle's our quarterback. He's very good, too. I don't know where he's going. Swift Lyle.
Swift Lyle.
That's
almost as good as Cavassier.
It's not even in the area code of Cavassier Smoke, who we will talk about in a minute.
Swift
Lyle.
Me?
Yeah,
you're telling me that's not
if his name was Swift Windwalker, then okay. Cavassier Smoke is the best name there's ever been in the history of names. Huh?
It can't be real.
Cavassier Smoke?
Yeah.
I totally believe it's real. Let me tell you, my brother went to Georgia Tech with a kid named Fabian Fuqua and Earl Harper VI. There were 5 other dudes that had that same name.
Wow. Up against another break here. That's a great segue. We'll go into that next time. More to come on this edition of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with 0 down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for 0 down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
When enjoying the lake this season, make sure to drop by Harbor Point Marina for all your gas, snacks, boating supplies, and beverage needs. Harbor Point also wants you to come see our remaining 2017 Crest pontoons, priced to move at all-season pricing. Harbor Point Crest sales have been tremendous, and they're ready to unload their remaining 2017 Crest Tritoons to make way for the 2018 order. Come see the best in pontoons at our 2017 season closeout prices. Act now because inventory is limited, and enjoy your new Crest pontoon this year. For all your own water needs and sacrifice pricing on Crest pontoons, get to the point. Harbor Point at Still Waters on Lake Martin.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you, gotta get to Gills. Selection and price, gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
Bills Electric is your local expert for LED lighting retrofits for commercial and industrial applications. Bills Electric can survey your facility and develop lighting retrofit solutions utilizing the latest in LED technology and controls. In many cases, energy savings alone can generate a payback of 2 years or less. Additionally, LED lighting has an expected lifespan of up to 100,000 hours. Call the Lamborns today at 256-234-4555.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable, quality service. Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
Don't miss the Black Friday sales event at Bice Motors in Alex City.
This Black Friday is going to be big.
Save up to $12,300 on a new 2017 Ram 1500 Crew 4x4 Laramie, or get 0% for 72 months.
It's a November to remember.
New 2017 Ram 1500 Express Crew, $299 down, $299 a month.
You don't want to miss this.
New 2018 Jeep Cherokee Limited, $199 a month.
On the web at BiceChryslerDodge.com.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Up until 9 o'clock, taking your phone calls, 256-234-6221. Talking about the Super 7 championship games this past weekend in Bryant-Denny Stadium. 6A state champion, Pinson Valley, 31 over Wetumpka, 10. Thought this might be a little bit better.
That was a very odd way to say that score.
Was it? But yeah, it was a little odd. But I'm trying to shake things up. I thought this game would be a little closer than it was.
Well,
or I thought this game closer might be.
This game had potential to be closer. It just sort of got away from Wetumpka. I think it was sort of whichever team got a couple of stops in a row. Defensively, I thought Wetumpka played great. Now you're gonna say they gave up 31 points, but a lot of those came.
But they were ahead at the half.
They were ahead at the half, 10-7, and Wetumpka's.
So what happened? What was the difference?
Pinson Valley's defense. Bo Nix was great. Okay, Bo Nix is a really good quarterback. But Pinson's Valley defense, and they have a defensive lineman that's headed to Georgia Tech, and he was strong. They didn't let Wetumpka do anything, man. At first, Wetumpka was having some luck going around the left side of their line. And then it seemed like Pinson Valley adjusted, and Wetumpka was sort of at a loss. I thought the job, Pinson Valley's punter was also very good.
Now, was weather a factor in this game?
It was just cold. I think it was a factor in the sense that Bo Nix started out kind of slow. He threw 2 picks very early in the contest, but then I thought John Garcia today, I want to say that he hit his last 10 or 12 or 13 passes in a row. He also had a couple of touchdowns running the ball. Look, Pinson Valley's got weapons on top of weapons. Wetumpka does too, but I think the cold weather, while it affected both teams, and I'm not making excuses for Wetumpka, I think it affected, Wetumpka's, they like to run downhill. But
the same team put up, 69?
They could never get it going. And that's why I'm saying, look, the story was certainly Bo Nix, and like he's good. He's going to be a really good quarterback. And he already is a really good quarterback. But people undervalued Pinson Valley's D. They looked strong, man.
166 total yards for Wetumpka. That's a day's work.
Yeah, then they really held Kowaliga Smoke in check. I thought he looked pretty good. Let me say this, the thought that jumped out to me, and I had seen some film on Smoke, but you can't tell a lot looking from a long way away.
Can't see through the smoke.
Can't see through the smoke. But usually I can't see through Kowaliga. But so when I saw him, I said, okay, I think he can be a college running back. And he's getting looks from, likes of Florida and South Carolina and whatever, and I think he wants an Alabama offer, okay? He's an unabashed Alabama fan. But I'd be all for Alabama offering him a scholarship and saying, look, we can try you at running back. But if you will listen to us and you'll play defensive end, I'm going to tell you who he reminded me of, and I may be jumping the gun here. He's got a little Jeff Holland in him, if you put him there. Now, I didn't see him on defense. I think he played some defense the other night. Because when I saw number 7 out there, I was like, is that Smoke out there on defense? They didn't have him listed as a starter on defense. But when I saw who I thought was him, it was number 7.
Yeah.
I said, man, if you could get him on, because he's got the build for defensive. He's got big thighs. He's bulky. I mean, he's fast, but he's a fast running back. He'd be an unbelievable defensive end, man. Look, he may not be open to it. It may not even be a possibility for anybody. I don't know if necessarily he's going to attack the ball. But I would give it a whirl, see what happens. I mean, crazier things have happened. You put Ezekiel Knight was a wide receiver at Alabama. They moved him over to defensive end, kind of a jack linebacker spot. He was a beast.
Pinson Valley's first state title.
Yeah, and it would have been Wetumpka's first too, right?
Yeah.
So, congrats to Pinson Valley. Again, they're going to be good next year too.
Yeah. And your 7A state champion, of course, Hoover, for the 12th time, 48-20 over McGill-Tulane. Again, thought this one would be closer, but it was not even remotely.
Really, God, I hate to say this because I like McGill-Tulane. They've got a tradition of winning and all these things. It would have been a better game if Central Phoenix City had gotten in there. Central Phoenix City would have had a shot. But Central Phoenix City, give McGill-Toolen credit for beating Central, okay? But McGill lost 19 starters from last year's team that was in this same position. And, I mean, it was too much to overcome. This Hoover squad, man, they ate them up. And I talked about –
the question is, how in the world did they lose to Thompson?
Well, I think Hoover's got a regular season mentality and a playoff mentality. And again, I go back to people who want to expand the college football playoffs. I mean, if you want it to look more like high school, so be it.
It always comes back to that.
It does to me because think about this. Hoover went 7-3.
Yeah.
Now, Hoover's schedule was very tough. They lost to Grayson, Georgia, lost to IMG, and they lost to Thompson. No shame in losing any of those. But when they get in the playoffs, they kick it up a notch. It's a different animal. I enjoy college. The regular season means a ton. Every game, like every week, you're like, oh my God, we can't lose this game. And if we do lose it, how do we even get back in it? But if you're Hoover and you lose to Thompson, you're kind of like, that's okay. We got the playoffs. We're cool. And they are.
But this is the problem with the whole we want the best 4 teams, and nobody could have possibly say that Hoover wasn't one of the best 4 teams if you had a playoff like that.
Yeah, Hoover would have been in the top 4.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's the opposite of the argument you're making.
Well, how?
Well, you're saying
how.
Hoover's lost the regular season. They're 7-3. So normally you would say that team shouldn't have a chance to play for a state title.
But what they would have done,
the best team.
But Andy, I think that's what I'm saying. They can have that mentality because they know how the playoffs work.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying that if the playoffs worked another way, like you said, okay, only the best 4 get in. Hoover would have. First of all, they probably wouldn't schedule Grayson and IMG on the same 10-game schedule. Nobody would.
Well, they're going to do that just because they can.
Well, but I'm saying they do that because they get battle tested for the playoffs. Now, and again, my other argument would be, and I love BRHS. I'm a BRHS fan, but last year not this past year, the year before, they got in the playoffs at 3-7. I just don't think teams with records like that, I don't think you should get into any playoff. But you do in high school because of the way the system is.
I am aware.
I think we all accept that because in high school, you can't do it any other way because it's impossible logistically, financially, to pull it off some other way, and you can't expect some voter in Huntsville to know what the teams in Mobile are doing, or vice versa.
Well, there's too many teams. I mean, all the way across. That's fine. Well, the 31st annual Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Game. This is this Saturday, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. You will be there. Who are you looking most forward to in about 30 seconds?
I really want to see James Foster play. I'm going to see Justin Ross from Central Phoenix City. Seth Williams, I love him. I saw him play for a basketball championship last year. He's committed to Auburn. I think he's going to be good. And I saw Shedrick Jackson play for Hoover. I think he looks strong. So, and Asa Martin at Decatur, from Decatur.
Looking forward to that. Up against another break here. Don't go anywhere. More of the Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Now is
is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your expressway to saving.
What's different about Hyundai of Auburn? Beautiful cars built here from parts made here. That's jobs and tax money.
And right now, Max, record low finance plans. 0% interest and $4,250 cash to spend with no budget busting repairs for a full 10 years. Drive a new Hyundai today. Check it out, HyundaiofAuburn.com.
And my Max Markdown deals. Tell them Max sent you. I might get a bonus.
Max, you're not real.
What?
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Satterfield on Highway 280 in Alex City. Satterfield is the Lake Martin area's Big Green Egg and Accessories headquarters.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. The 31st annual Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Game, December 16th, 2017. My birthday.
Huh?
2000.
Are you going to be 41?
42, actually.
Woof. I got bad news for you, my friend. It's all downhill from here.
Yeah, I've been on the downhill slide for a while now. This is in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Luke will be there covering this game. Always a good opportunity to see the future stars of college football.
It's my favorite event we do every year. Now, I love the Super 7, but I mean, I'll call it like I see it. And I called the Wetumpka-Pinson Valley game, and it was awesome. Bo Nix, Kavasi Smoke, a lot of great players, all that. Like, when that game was over, I was footballed out. I had 7 straight games. I've been through some slushy conditions. I've been through snowy conditions. I've never seen snow at Bryant-Denny before. It was crazy. But
should have seen it here.
I know Alex City was worse. I know it was. And the trees down in my yard told that story. But so this event, though, is awesome. And when you think about some of the guys, I got to interview Jameis Winston at this event. We've seen A.J. McCarron at this event. I mean, we've seen T.J. Yeldon at this. Just name some guys that have been big stories for Alabama or Auburn. And if they're from this state, we've seen them, or Mississippi for that matter. Raekwon Davis, far and away the biggest human being I've ever seen at this event. I could hide behind him. I remember seeing him, and he shook my hand, and his whole hand went up to my almost to my elbow. It was crazy. But this year, I would say it's not quite as star-studded, specifically if you consider that some of the guys who have bowed out. You think about Jalen Armour-Davis. We talked about Connis Miller. The Auburn commitment is out. Alan Love, who just decommitted from Ole Miss on the heels of a Louisville visit from Huffman, a great defensive lineman. He's out. And Josh Marsh, linebacker, headed to Auburn from Decatur. He's out. Now, Gatorade Player of the Year, Asa Martin will be there. He's committed to Auburn, running back. Looking forward to seeing him. The wide receivers, that's a star-studded group. And Quavius Pollard from Lynette, Justin Ross from Central Phoenix City, DeMontrez Brown from Bob Jones. He had a big game this year. I want to say he had like 250 yards in one game this year. I mean, he had a crazy big game. Seth Williams and Nathaniel Watson will play as an athlete. Nate Watson from Maplesville. And I love it when these I'm usually not like the small school guy necessarily, like when it comes to college or whatever, but I like small school guys that get to come to the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game that, the 1A guy that he dominates 1A, but you're like, well, let's see you do it. Terrence Dunlap last year from Maplesville was one of those guys. He's at Troy now, and I thought he looked pretty good in this game. And another Maplesville cat, Nate Watson, is going to be there, and he's committed to Mississippi State. Damian Webb, he will not be there. He's hurt.
Right.
Cavassier Smoke is taking his spot.
How bad is he hurt?
He had ankle surgery, I believe. So, but sometimes you can have surgery and be back in a week. We've seen it. Cavante Ruggs, Henry Ruggs' brother, will be there. He's a linebacker from Robert E. Lee. A guy that impressed me a lot is Mike May, the offensive lineman from Hoover. He was awesome in Hoover's game against McGill-Tulane. He's going to Georgia Tech. And I think he's a little undervalued. Cameron Stutz, another Auburn commitment, offensive lineman from Brooks High School, will be there. Cedric Jackson, I talked about him. A lot of Ole Miss commits on the Alabama side. Katie Hill from Eufaula, Jacquez Jones from Hillcrest, Tuscaloosa, and I want to say there was another one in here. Oh, yeah, Ja'Cory Hawkins from Robert E. Lee. That's 3 Ole Miss commitments. Alabama's only got 1 commitment, and that's Michael Parker, a tight end, who is actually going to be a gray shirt. So, and Troy's got 1, 2, at least 3 commitments on this list. Memphis has got a guy in C.D. Daniels from Homewood who's really trying to get an Auburn offer, and he may do it this weekend. I think he's visiting Auburn this weekend.
What position?
Defensive back. James Foster is one of the quarterbacks, and he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. His recruitment has really picked up of late. He was committed to Missouri. FSU has shown interest. Alabama has shown some interest. I think Tennessee just offered him, and I think LSU has offered him as well. Jack West, the other quarterback, mentioned Cavassier Smoke several times. I know he's going to play running back in this game. Gosh, I think it'd be so cool if he had a shot at defensive end. I just want to see what he can do. Is there anybody? Jalen Rayam, Thomas Rayam's son. If you remember Thomas Rayam, who played at Alabama, he's the one that blocked the field goal against Penn State in '89.
Okay.
His son is a linebacker from Thompson. He'll be there. So, it's a talented squad. We have seen squads with more star power. There's not a 5-star on the list, maybe with the exception of Justin Ross. Justin Ross is a 5-star in some circuits, 4-star in others. But, when you see normally you've got, let's think about some of Sean Deion Hamilton, for instance. You knew he was going to be a star. You saw him play, you knew he was going to be a star. You thought Jeremy Johnson was going to be a star when you saw him in this thing, too.
Yeah. Justin Ross still is the Clemson's the team to beat?
Yeah, but I think it's Clemson, Alabama, and then Auburn is what I think. I'd say it's a Clemson-Alabama battle. I'm going to lean towards he's going to end up at Clemson until somebody gives me a reason to think otherwise. And Dabo does a good job. We're coming in and just going wherever he wants to recruit guys. And Alabama has flirted with some other receivers. I know Jalen Waddle out of the Texas area, but now Waddle, he was going to sign early, and now he's not. Some people say it's good for Alabama. Some people say it's not. Some people think he's the best wide receiver in the country. I don't know, but Texas A&M now is certainly on him hot and heavy with Jimbo Fisher there.
Well,
I've rattled off a bunch of stuff.
That is a lot of stuff. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah,
I have no comment.
I love doing this game every year, and this is going to be something different for me. And if you happen to listen to the game Saturday, please do bear with me in advance. I'm going to be doing the play-by-play, and Corey LeBounty is going to be doing the color. Normally for this game specifically, I do the color because I do like the backgrounds of all these. Like I'm as big a fan of recruiting in general, just about as big a fan as I am of Alabama. Recruiting has always been my thing.
Yes.
And so I enjoy this game as much as anybody. So I'm going to have to do the play-by-play and focus more on the action at hand rather than the player, and that's going to be difficult for me.
I can see that. That is. Have you ever done the play-by-play like this?
For football, no. I have done play-by-play for basketball. Mm-hmm. And I like doing play-by-play for basketball better because it gives me a chance just to talk, and basketball is so fast-paced. And I played more basketball than I did football, so I'm not as familiar. I know, if you're in the I formation, but double, triple sets with the star linebacker doing blah, 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 I don't know that quite as much.
Yeah. Well,
I know that guy's pretty fast and good. I want him.
Yeah, that's about all you need to know in this game. Up against another break here, but this will be the end of the first hour. We never fear. We'll be back with hour number 2.
We call that the cussing hour.
That's right. That's right. You don't want to miss that. Be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after these messages.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At US AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, US AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the US AmeriBank difference. US AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Sentricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Sentricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457. What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold, and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. The second hour of tonight's program. Give us a call, 256-234-6221, if anything's on your mind this evening. Baker Mayfield wins the Heisman Trophy in a kind of a runaway. We were talking about that on the early show I think on Monday. 86% of the points allowed he got. That's only that's third to Troy Smith and Marcus Mariota. Troy Smith was the biggest.
That year Troy Smith won it, there was nobody else.
Apparently so.
That was a brutal year for
it
Heisman.
really must have been.
And They lost the national championship game that year, right?
Yes, they
to
did.
they
LSU.
LSU, okay.
Or Florida.
Well, I want to say it was Florida.
Maybe it was Florida.
But
it was 06, I guess that's right.
But Baker Mayfield should have won it. He should have won it in a runaway. But what happens a lot of times with these guys that win it and they should have won it in runaways, it seems like they did win it in a runaway, but they could have been even worse. Baker Mayfield, Jameis Winston comes to mind. I think Johnny Manziel and Cam Newton. Cam Newton should have been a unanimous winner, okay? And there were people that left him off the ballot.
Sure.
And I think Baker Mayfield had sort of the same thing, because what we all need to decide here is the Heisman Trophy isn't for necessarily the best player, and we need to all be okay with this and just admit it. And it's the whole thing
season.
About character and whatever, that doesn't really matter, because people generally aren't going to deduct for that. Now, I'm not saying Baker Mayfield is a bad guy. I think he did some stupid stuff. But if the Heisman is what they report it to be, I don't think he'd win it. I do think he's the best player in college football this year. I don't think it should have been close. But if the Heisman is what it's supposed to represent, I think Bryce Love probably would have won it.
That's probably fair to say.
Stanford's had like 4 second-place finishers the last 8 years or something. Gerhardt twice.
Yeah.
Bryce Love and McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the odds?
Well, obviously, they got something going on at Stanford.
Well, all running backs, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good recruiting tool, I think.
Yeah. What's Andrew Luck? He didn't ever. Was he a runner-up?
Was he a finalist? I'll have to look and see. I don't remember.
That's a good question. Good question.
He was a while back, though. I mean, he was.
Yeah.
Luck's been in the league a good while now.
That's kind of surprising, isn't it? Scott Frost, Coach of the Year, kind of a no-brainer there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd vote for him. Sometimes I look at a guy like Scott Frost and I look at who you're coaching for and who you coach against, and I kind of want to deduct some points, but because I could make the case for Kirby Smart, I think pretty easily. Could make the case for
Bill Clark.
Bill Clark, without a doubt. Bill Clark certainly faced a bigger mountain than Scott Frost did, and probably arguably the same caliber of schedule.
That's true. Of course, Scott Frost did inherit a winless team.
He did
2 years ago.
I mean, yeah,
They've gone from winless to undefeated.
I'm not trying to put down the fact that he won the award. I probably would vote for him. I'll take that back. I would have voted for Bill Clark. Bill Clark has come in and done something I didn't think I'd be able to do. I've never been a UAB fan. I've never been a UAB detractor. UAB has been sort of a non-factor for me. There are Alabama fans that don't like UAB. Like, there is some deep-seated.
You don't like UAB.
They were a non-factor. Like, but I really only thought about UAB in basketball terms. And I'm one of the guys that says, no, Alabama should not play UAB. I don't want to play UAB. If we're playing Oklahoma and Texas and Arizona, I don't think Alabama needs to play UAB. It would be to UAB's benefit, none to Alabama. So I get that Alabama doesn't play them, okay? If they play, that's fine. But they don't play, and I'm cool with it. I'm not one of those that's like, we have to play Troy and we got to play South Alabama. I don't look at it that way. But UAB football had never even been a thought. Like, in fact, when I watch Channel 13 or Channel 6 Sports and UAB, I'm like, why are they showing this? Shouldn't they show Auburn, Alabama practice? And Bill Clark has made me care about UAB football. I'm not a UAB fan, obviously, but man, I pull for UAB.
You want to talk about a reward? The Bahamas Bowl. That is the reward.
That really is so awesome. I'm so happy for them. I truly, truly am. And I'll tell you another thing that happened to me, and I've had like one of these, the Grinch epiphanies. I've always been sort of like the Army-Navy game, you know.
I can see your heart growing.
There's 3 sizes this day. And the Army-Navy game has always been one of those games where everybody says, oh, it's the greatest rivalry. And I'm like, have you seen the Iron Bowl? And like Army and Navy could never play in the same. If you watched that game this past weekend and you didn't go, I just watched the best rivalry in sports. I don't know what to tell you. It was in the snow. It was a bunch of guys you had never heard of playing their guts out. I mean, every play you could see was so important to every single one of them. And then they show the stands. Every play meant something to every one of the fans. There was nobody that you caught eating nachos. Like, everybody was standing up, looking out. Everybody was respectful of everybody else. And when it was over, there was no tree killing. There was no making fun of other dudes. There was none of that. There was one group got a little bit emotional, sad. One group got pretty emotional, happy. And then everybody hugged and realized we're kind of all on the same team. Yeah. It was, I mean, I'm telling you, I got chills talking about it because I told, my wife was there and she was like, you're really into this Army-Navy game, huh? And I said, I can't take my eyes off of it. Yeah. And it dawned on me, this is the best rivalry in sports. I love the Iron Bowl. I'll always love it. But it's based on hate. The Army-Navy game is based on respect.
It's the first one I've missed. And
you missed it?
I actually missed it. I was on the road. I couldn't watch it.
It was awesome. I mean, the snow. Did you see the snow in Buffalo yet?
Yes.
By the way,
a foot.
It wasn't that bad, but it was good, man. And then the kicker, I was like, they're going to try a 48-yard field goal. He almost made it. And
was it short or left or right?
It was to the left to the right as you're watching the TV, to his left, and it missed it by that much. It was everything you could want in a football game. There was drama, there was passion, there was respect. I mean, it was one of those moments where I was completely dumbfounded and said, this is what it should always be about, but I know it won't be. So every year, this will be my icing on the cake. Like, I can watch football, and I can watch Baker Mayfield grab his junk at other people, and I can watch Alabama and Auburn fans spew hatred towards one another on Facebook, and I can watch, everybody do it's meltdown time. I can read that website after every Saturday and hear all the cuss words. And then, in the end, all my hope in humanity is restored when I watch Army-Navy.
I'm tearing up here.
I
mean, that's just, it's rare that I see you talk about with passion a game like this.
Look, man,
it's the little guys, Luke.
I know.
It's the little guys.
In the end, though, I don't want to see Army and Navy play for a national championship. I want to see this game, though.
Put them in their place.
Yeah.
But
come on. Come on. Don't go nuts. Don't take my moment away.
Up against another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after these messages.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Don't miss the Black Friday sales event at Bice Motors in Alex City.
This Black Friday is going to be big.
Save up to $12,300 on a new 2017 Ram 1500 Crew 4x4 Laramie or get 0% for 72 months.
It's a November to remember.
New 2017 Ram 1500 Express Crew, $299 down, $299 a month.
You don't want to miss this.
New 2018 Jeep Cherokee Limited, $199 a month.
On the web at BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. 21% reporting. No, let's see, 27% reporting, 51% for Moore, 47 for Jones. So pulling away.
Yeah, I mean, I never did get voted, like when they say, hey, wins in a landslide, 50.29 to whatever the negative.
Whatever that would be, yeah.
So, but you asked about Army-Navy. They play either in Baltimore or in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So every other year.
Oh, really?
Baltimore for Navy and Philadelphia for Army.
You know, we're talking about Sportz Blitz game.
Let me tell you what, that game officially made my bucket list. I want to go see it. Let me tell you another thing.
You and Trey Allen can go.
I talked about this in the paper today. And you've done, I don't know, have you ever done play-by-play or any of that stuff with us? You ever done that?
I have not.
Then you may not know this, and I'm a media member myself, so I'm poking fun of myself. Let's get that clear, that I'm making fun of myself here. That media members,
shallow water here. Tread light.
I know. Media members are the most ravenous group of people when it comes to free food that I've ever seen. It's not, and I'm one of them, and I get involved with it. You have to. It's eat or be eaten. They put out food, and like it is cool, like. Tuscaloosa and Auburn do it right when we go to these AHSA things. I guess the AHSA does it right too, or the Night Edie group, or whoever sets this up. And they'll bring Chick-fil-A biscuits, or they'll do Jimmy John's, or they'll do Jim and Nick's barbecue, on and on into the night. All these good places to eat, and generally, they'll put out like a box of food, and like even as a sideline reporter for some of the games, I'm thinking, okay, it's almost 11. They're about to put the food up, and if I don't go up there now, I have no shot. Or I'll get some, random box that's already had the cookies and the potato chips picked out of it.
Right.
Because I've never seen, if it's free, media member, and it's food, media members are going to eat that stuff up like they're at Jurassic Park. And I mean, I'm in there with them. I'm not making fun of them. I'm making fun of me too. Like we're all in there just eating. I was eating stuff and like, I'm not even hungry. But it's just, that's what everybody does. And then you're done and there's all these carcasses laying around.
Just bones and skin, right?
Yeah. No, they'd eat the skin.
Okay, yeah, that's probably.
Skin's the best part.
Justin says, wait till you go to a World Cup game, Luke.
We'll be waiting a while. And I might have, Justin, look, if I can have an epiphany about UAB and about Army-Navy, maybe one day I'll have an epiphany about the World Cup. Right now, it's just not there. I keep seeing you post all these things on Facebook about some dude I've never heard of going to some other team I've never heard of, and congratulations. I mean, more power to you. But I'm into American football.
I'm with you.
You're with me too.
I played soccer, and I
know, but you're not a soccer dude.
No, I'm not near to the point of Justin and Randy.
I don't hate it. I can't.
I really enjoyed it. I went to watch the United States play in the Olympics in '96 at Legion Field. That was a great experience. Loved it.
But that's an Olympic thing, and I think you can go in any Olympic event. Now, I'll say this. Lindsey Vonn, came out today and said when she goes to the Olympics, if she wins something, she's not going to see the White House because she doesn't like our president. She's performing for the country, not the president. And that has really rubbed some people the wrong way. See, I think if you're with the Olympics, just can you put politics aside for the Olympics and just say, look, yeah, I'm just going out there and doing it for America. And then if you don't want to go to the White House afterwards, don't go. That's fine.
I didn't know Olympians went to the White House.
I know. Maybe she's just touring it like the rest of us.
Maybe so. The Peach Bowl, January 1st, 11:30 in the morning on ESPN at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Auburn and Central Florida. Very interesting matchup. How much is Auburn going to be into this game? It is 11:30 in the morning. It'll be Auburn's defense versus Central Florida's offense. I think that's the story of the game. Central Florida's defense is not very good. Auburn will be able to score if they want to, but can they stop Central Florida? That's going to be a pretty good challenge, I think. And
I think Auburn has it's hard to say who really has more to gain here. I mean, Auburn, if they win this, I think it's their 6th time in history they will have won 11 games.
I'll take your word for it.
I think that's correct. So, I mean, it'd be a big win for Auburn in that sense. But Central Florida would be going for an undefeated season. I'm sure you'd hear about all, they'd kind of Terry Bowden we're the real national championships thing. But Central Florida's going with a coach that's not really their coach anymore. But Auburn's got some juniors that may mail it in a little bit, and I don't blame them. They may Leonard Fournette this thing a little bit. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
If it's not for the playoff, for the championship, I kind of get. They've already been one junior they're saying, and I can't remember who it is, but it's
Florida State, I think. Right?
Was it the defensive back? Oh my gosh, whose name? It's Derwin James. Is it Derwin James?
Sounds good to me.
So there's and people are starting to do that and say Christian McCaffrey did it, and I get it. And in fact, though, I could even see a positive side for Auburn. If Kerryon Johnson says, I don't want to play in the bowl game because I'm going to enter the draft, I can see Auburn saying, okay, this gives us a shot to see what Cam Martin can do. And in a game that essentially doesn't matter, but it's still a big game. I mean, it's like a real
Is
stage.
Cam Martin big enough to play against Central Florida?
I mean, look, Auburn hadn't thought he's been big enough to play against anybody. Or Malik Miller. I mean, so I can see the positive side of this, that you get some younger guys ready for next year. I don't see what the harm is. And I guess that's the bigger question. Do you think Kerryon Johnson's going to go pro?
I don't know. I would think that he would. There's a higher likelihood that he would come back, certainly than Cameron Petway.
I don't think.
I think Cameron Petway's gone, but I think it's 50-50. I would say that. With running backs having such a short shelf life in the NFL,
that's the one thing
you'd almost say if you got a chance to go. And being as injury prone as he's been, coming back for college is only going to be you're going to take that much more of a chance to do that. So
yeah,
I'd love for him to come back.
Oh sure.
I think he's he's definitely a Heisman candidate
if he comes back.
If he comes back, so.
But I think that. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I could certainly see it both ways. I'm a college football guy. I want the guys to stay as long as they can. But I guess having been an Alabama fan for a while now, I'm so used to juniors leaving, I kind of get it. I mean,
yeah.
And when Calvin Ridley leaves and Minkah Fitzpatrick leaves this year, I'm going to be like, hey, I totally get it. I understand.
Central Florida's best win on the season, Luke.
Is what?
Florida Atlantic, Florida International, Maryland, Memphis, Cincinnati, East Carolina, Navy, Austin Peay, SMU, UConn, Temple, South Florida, Memphis again.
I'd have to say that second Memphis game.
62-55.
Yeah, Memphis had really turned it up a little bit, and I know we got to go to break, but, I mean, that tells me even more. I mean, when you look at the spread of this game, I think it's Auburn 9.5, and it's just not enough probably. I mean, look, I think you're still going to have – if Auburn were – limping into this game and having not gone to the SEC title game or something, I think that I'd give Central Florida a big chance. But Auburn's got a chance to win 11 games, and that's going to be a big deal in their program. And if I think they've only done it this will be the 6th time. That's a big deal.
I think it's.
So I think Auburn's going to take this very seriously. It's very close to Auburn. It's an hour-and-a-half drive. I think they're going to have a big fan base there. And I think some of the luster's taking off Central Florida's exuberance because they know their coach is gone.
Up against another break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
The door's open, the beer's cold, and the biscuits are hot at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. Fishing season is in year-round and live bait is available. Non-ethanol gas is available along with propane and pellet ice. So come on by and see what we're all about, where the kitchen is open Monday through Friday early at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. And tell them old Katie sent you right here from the front porch, WAXC TV.
Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
LMG Advertising Agency offers a comprehensive marketing solution tailored to each of our clients' needs. We are a full-service marketing firm offering website design and development, video production, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and overall branding that includes logo design, brochures, mailouts, and more. Our experienced team of marketing professionals would love to come up with a marketing strategy that will deliver results for you and your business. Learn more at lmgadagency.com or call today to start at 256-825-0197.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Peaches and Clean, caring for your floors and a whole lot more in East Central Alabama.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. About 30 more minutes left in tonight's program. Give us a call, 256-2346-221. Going back to the college football awards, Minka Fitzpatrick, a big night, as he wins the Jim Thorpe Award, as well as the Big Nerick, which is the Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this, and this is probably going to make some Alabama folks mad. I don't even think this was Minka's best year, but I think all of these awards speak to the fact that it's been a rather mediocre year for college football in general. There's no dominant team. I mean, we've seen the number one seed in the playoffs lost to a 4-7 Syracuse team. The number 2 team lost as a 30-point favorite. The number 3 team was housed by Auburn. And the number 4 team didn't win its own division. So I think it was and then the number 5 team, Ohio State, they got beat by 31 by Iowa and had another loss. So my point is there wasn't a dominant team. I think Baker Mayfield's a dominant player, but he has flaws, right? I mean, we all agree with that. And then defensively, I think it's Minka Fitzpatrick, but it should be noted, Minka Fitzpatrick wasn't even a unanimous all-first-team SEC. Now, I think that's stupid. I think he should have been, but he wasn't. And I love Minka Fitzpatrick. I mean, he's great. I don't necessarily know this was his best year. But I think sometimes you have a Heisman where you have 4 guys who could win it. And sometimes you have a Heisman like this year where 1 guy can win it, and then it's a big gap. It's a battle for number 2. And I think that this year there wasn't anybody that stood. Who else are you going to put? You're going to do Bradley Chubb? He looked okay, and he won the Nagurski, and he probably should have. But the Butkus was Roquan Smith, and I think he's very good. Georgia linebacker, very, very good. But I don't think he's even in the area code of Reuben Foster.
I think he's in the area code.
I think it's pretty. I'm going to tell you, do you think Roquan Smith will go to the NFL and have the kind of first year that Reuben Foster's been having? Reuben Foster's looked good.
I haven't even seen him play.
Meanwhile, I'll tell you the 2 biggest travesties on this award thing.
Please.
Lou Groza not going to Daniel Carlson, and the Ray guy not going to J.K. Scott.
Has J.K. Scott won one?
Nope.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I'll say the same thing you did. Carlson didn't deserve it this year. He deserved it. He could have won it easily the first 2 years.
I agree. It should have been a lifetime achievement.
I could go with.
But you know how many? I think J.K. Scott's given up like 5 return yards all year.
Right.
You don't return the punt on him. I mean, I'm sure who won it? Some dude from Texas? I'm sure he's great. And maybe he won it because he's had a lot more punts because Texas isn't as good. But, man, I'm going to tell you, J.K. Scott's going to be the biggest loss for this Alabama team next year. And I think that's over Minka Fitzpatrick. And I know football guys probably losing their minds about that. I 100% believe it.
Oh, he changes the game.
He's a total game changer, especially when you consider how good Alabama's defense is. He makes the team better. And I'll say the same thing for Carlson. It's not just his field goals. He never misses an extra point. He boots it out of the end zone if you want him to boot it out of the end zone, and he doesn't boot it out of the end zone if you want him to kick a returnable ball. He hadn't had his best year. And both of these guys deserve this award. And again, I go back to sometimes it's just about timing. You know, any other year, I think Carlson would win this, but of course he's already missed out on it 2 other times. He just was at the right place at the wrong time. And I mean, same thing with J.K. Scott. I cannot believe. I mean, I do a podcast on Alabama football. Me and my host Jimmy Stein. We talk about J.K. Scott as much as we've talked about any football player in the last 4 years.
Really?
I'm telling you, we just say he's so good, we don't know what to do. I don't remember a punter like that at Alabama. He's better than Chris Moore was in the 80s. And now I'm at a loss for name some other punters that were at Alabama.
I don't remember any. And who was the guy he was a tough guy. He punted with a torn ACL.
Oh, yeah.
He was pretty good.
Was it Deal?
No, I don't think so.
I'll have
Brian Deal, he was the chubby guy. Right?
Yeah, I'll have to think about it.
I forget, but he would hurt you. That punter, if I remember right, he was a tough guy.
And that's great. But J.K. Scott, he's known for his punting.
Yes,
I want my punter known for punting.
Yeah, you don't have any clue who the backup is. You know.
We've got a guy coming in next year named Skylar DeLong, and he's supposed to be good, high school guy. And I hope he comes in and plays 4 years. That's great. I hope he's great. I hope he's half as good. If he's half as good as J.K. Scott, I'll be thrilled to death. J.K. Scott would go on my all-time Alabama punting team. All-time team. Who has a team of all-time punters? All-time punter on my Alabama team.
I've never seen. I mean, he hits punts like not many people I've ever seen before. Terry Daniel at Auburn, every time he kicked it, it was like,
Moonraker.
Yeah. And it was going for 50 yards at least. That was a bad punt when he kicked it. He shanked it when it would go 45. Our little punter here at Auburn is barely getting it back 35 yards down
Y'all
the
got
field.
an Australian committed today.
I know. How about that?
Put another shrimp on the body.
Is he going to be the sidewinder?
He's a rugby guy, but I don't know if that necessarily means he's a rugby-style kicker.
Yeah.
But, again, I think that was kind of a travesty. Outland, the interior lineman, Ed Oliver, winning that. That guy's a stud. That guy
man.
Badass. And, again, he's at Houston, so he's not going to get as much notoriety necessarily. If he were at Texas, he might have won the Heisman.
He's got some incredible numbers. He's like from the defensive tackle position, the last 2 years, he got 135 tackles, I think.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
Best center, Remington, Billy Price, I'll take their word for it.
Yeah, I don't even, who knows?
I mean, I always thought, like, this one's so tough to, every now and again you come upon a John Hanna and say, okay, that guy, you know, or Orlando Pace, and you say, like, that guy is better than everybody.
Yeah.
You know? But, I mean, it's the Billy Price at Ohio State. I mean, I guess he's the best center. I don't know. I hope they have a bunch of centers judging this.
Well, I don't know. Who would?
I mean, it's hard to, I mean, did he get the snap back there?
Yeah. Did he have a lot of bad snaps? I mean, you're calling out the play, but do you get the team in the right protection, all that kind of thing, I guess.
The easiest one on here was probably the Spirit Award for Inspirational, the Iowa Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That is pretty cool.
That's awesome every time. And then, you know, Baker Mayfield winning most everything else, I guess, and that's so be it. Bryce Love wins Doak Walker. Agree?
Yeah.
I'll tell you the guy that Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin. I think he's a little overshadowed. Kavasier Smoke got a little Jonathan Taylor in him, I think.
He's going to, you know, freshman? Jonathan
Yeah,
Taylor?
true freshman.
Yeah.
He's strong.
Up against the break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Your comfort is our number one concern. Advanced heat and air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Game day. Last season you were watching football at the mercy of that loathed cable company and your weird roommate with the ornery chinchilla. But today you're going to watch wherever the wild you want. You go here, Wild Wind Cafe. They've got all the games on more screens than you can count. And cute roommates. This is just the wild you need. So go wild, superfan. We can't help you choking QB, but we do have cold beer.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
East Central Alabama asked for it, and Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoors has answered with the region's full-service Mahindra tractor and UTV dealer on Highway 280 in Alex City next to Tallapoosa Ford. Full lines of Mahindra tractors, E-Max, Max 1500 series to 5500 series. We have the world's #1 tractor line. Get the job done as well with full lines of the world's toughest UTVs and accessories. Visit the all-new Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor in Alex City. True grit never taps out with Mahindra tractors, UTVs, and accessories.
What do you see when you think about your future? Do you see determination that keeps you going, that helps you make a difference in your world?
Do you see challenges that make you stronger?
Southern Union State Community College realizes that your opportunities for greatness are unlimited. Your journey has just begun.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, brought to you by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. I don't think I've said that tonight. We certainly appreciate our sponsors. Eat at JR's as much as I can. Enjoy their
awesome.
food.
It's always awesome.
Wonderful.
I hadn't been there in a while, and it's harder now, like, because I spend some nights in Birmingham, and then we used to go here and to go there to do the show, and I was like, I always got JR's once a week, and now, I'm traveling so much, and I come straight here, so I don't get to go there as much. I miss it.
But, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
It does, I guess. Yeah. Whatever.
And Sunshine Heating and Air. Hey, man, this is the time if you experienced it is cold outside.
It's real cold.
I mean,
there were a lot of people without power this past
I
week.
did not have power for at least 24 hours.
Well, that's crazy. So what'd you do?
I slept in the cold. I have a gas furnace, little gas heater in the living room, which kept it reasonably warm in the living room. I slept in the living room.
There were a couple of folks that said they were without power for like 48 hours, and I was like, y'all, I'd have to get out of there. There's no, how do you,
I was talking to some people Sunday, and they still did not have power from Friday. So yeah, I hope that is taking care of everybody by now. But Alabama,
still snow on the ground.
Yeah, a little bit.
I know, but it's remarkable. This all happened Friday morning.
Yeah, really.
It's Tuesday night.
I'm telling you, it was a blizzard here Friday. It was. I don't know any other way to describe it.
Luckily, though, nobody checked out of school.
Luckily,
that wasn't controversial.
Luckily, no, not a bit. Alabama and Clemson, number 4 versus number 1 this semifinal. They're in. Can I still call it the Superdome?
Sure. What do you say?
In New
Mercedes
Orleans.
Superdome?
It's what it's called, Mercedes now, right?
I think it's the Mercedes Superdome.
Do they still call it? Okay. They don't just call it the Mercedes Stadium. Super Sugar Bowl. All right. This one at 7. Going to be up late again, 7:45.
I know, dude.
This is not going to really start till 8.
And I'm dying to go. I really want to go. I'm still thinking about it. I'm going to have my 3 kids from Ohio, and then my 1-year-old and my wife and everybody. I'm thinking about going.
Just to get away from them, or taking them with you?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. But I'm thinking about everybody going, and I don't know. But see, the next day I got to get up and take my kids back on the way to Ohio, so we'd have to go back all the way through, and I don't know if I can swing it, man. Because I know like 7:45 is what they say, so that means kick at 8, right?
Yeah.
And that means the game's over at midnight, and my kids are going to be miserable. Win, lose, or draw. My kids about 10 o'clock, that's when their lights shut down, and they're going to be like, "Get me out of here, Percy. I don't care who wins. I'm going to be the only one that cares at 10 o'clock. Now I can be the only one that cares in the Superdome, paying $15 a drink and sneaking 5-hour energies into their Sprites, or I can be the guy that lets them go to bed and then I can watch it in the sanctity of my own house."
Column B sounded nice.
I know, but let me again, I go back to Alabama's not going to be on this run forever. I know it. I know a lot of Alabama fans don't know it, and I know a lot of Auburn fans hate that Alabama fans don't know it. I know it. I respect it. This is going to end sometime.
But you don't have to go to every game.
I don't want to say if we play in championship, if we play for the national championship, I'm going. I've said that. I don't care what age I am, whatever. I hadn't missed a national championship game since '92. I'm not going to miss one for Alabama. But I feel like this is drivable, and I feel like I'm being a bad fan by not going. Maybe I make a difference. I didn't go to the Superdome in 2014. We lose to Ohio State. Coincidence? I don't know.
Maybe not. So what do you expect from this game? I mean, you're thinking about going. Obviously, you got some confidence that you're.
Well, it's not necessarily a lot of confidence. I'll tell you this: I know a lot of money has been coming in on Alabama. But that didn't mean a darn thing. I think Clemson's very good. I think they've got the best defensive line Alabama will have faced. They are just lined up with all pros, future all pros. I think their quarterback is mobile and can be accurate. He's not Jarrett Stidham accurate, but he is accurate. They still have Hunter Renfrow. I have Hunter Renfrow-itis. I am so ready for him to graduate. I don't know what to do. He is been an Alabama killer. Now they lost to Syracuse. I know that's what some people say. Well, they lost to Syracuse. Of course, Alabama can beat them. Of course, Alabama can beat them. But I feel like the wrong team is favored in this game. I'm confident in the sense that I'm confident every week that Nick Saban is coaching the Alabama team. I'm not so confident in that Clemson and Alabama played twice the last 2 years, and it has been a nail-biter both times. And if you line up the rosters, they've got as many NFL players as we do. And I'm not so sure their quarterback isn't better than our quarterback. I don't know that I wouldn't take Jalen Hurts, but I don't know that I would take Jalen Hurts. I mean, I think it's a toss-up.
Justin said Saban would be disappointed in you if you didn't go.
I know. I'm not hurting that man's feelings. I'm going to do a lot of things. I'm not going to hurt Nick Saban's feelings.
No, you wouldn't want to do that. Well, I can attest that Clemson's defensive line is filthy.
That Dexter Lawrence is ridiculous. By the way, like I was just teasing about hurting his feelings because he has no feelings. He's a robot.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, Dexter Lawrence, I mean, came into Jordan Hare as a freshman, and I thought, good grief, this guy looks like a junior.
He's from North Carolina, I think, and Alabama recruited him.
You're not supposed to be able to move that quick if you're that big. It's kind of a Nick Fairley type situation.
And they've got a couple other dudes that are just like him.
Yeah. 53-45 with 63%.
It's over. I'm calling it now.
65% reported.
It would be, they would call it the Doug back if he came back now. It would be a comeback of epic proportions.
Yeah.
And I go back to, it's funny, like the more people made fun of Roy Moore and Roy Moore voters, the more they're going to show up. I think if Doug Jones' whole philosophy had been, I'm not going to call anybody, I'm not going to say anything negative, I'm just going to say, hey, I hope you vote for me, may the best man win. I think if he had taken that philosophy, I think he would have had a better shot. Still think he loses, but I think he'd had a better shot.
He was at the Iron Bowl. I saw him. I walked right by him.
I mean, what was he? Was he just stumping at the Iron Bowl?
He just had a big old name tag on, and he was smiling like he just.
Cheshire Cat?
Yeah, that's right.
But again, if you poke the bear of Roy Moore voters, they're going to beat you because they're going to show up. Yeah. You don't want to do that, and I think that was a bad strategy on his part.
Campaign manager.
Roy embraced it.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I give Roy Moore credit. I was not necessarily for either one of these guys. I'm just sitting back watching this. I'm not a political expert. I'm just sitting back watching this going, it seems like Jones is playing into Roy Moore's hands.
Yeah. Up against the break here. We'll be back with the final segment of Sportz Blitz Live on this Tuesday, right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
when you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Sportz Blitz Live program here on this Tuesday. Time for the airing of grievances.
Would you like to?
No, go ahead, please.
Well, my first grievance is I'm riding to a Christmas party Saturday night with my lovely bride, listening to Backspin channel on XM, Sirius XM, and guess what comes on? Backspin is like the 80s, early 90s hip-hop channel.
Okay.
And, I mean, like, my hip-hop, you know, like when the hardest hitting song was
like Rex and
Can't Touch
Effects.
This, or, yeah, there's some Rex and Effects involved. Well, Curtis Blow's Basketball comes on.
Oh, okay.
Shirley.
Shirley.
And
don't call me Shirley.
I mean, like, I start rapping it, like, and I hadn't heard this song in 15 years, but I'm just rattling it off because I know every word because I used to listen to it ad nauseum. And my wife was like, I've never heard this song. I was like, how have you never heard Curtis Blow's Basketball? How is that possible? How do you go through life not knowing this song exists? It's not a
I'm sure there's probably a way.
When I'm rapping it, I even feel kind of stupid because back then it was as hard hitting as it could be. Now it sounds incredibly bad. Like,
I got to say, just for you to say I'm rapping,
I was killing
it. Makes me.
Look. On the way over here, I listen to Slick Rick's children's story.
Okay.
I love some 80s rap. Okay. And I know
Run DMC.
I love Run DMC, but like. Run DMC, one of their lyrics was not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, that line would never make it today. Like, Eminem's creative, and he's a little, you know, obviously he's a little out there, and he's obviously got some other issues going on. Hates his mama, whatever. But he's creative. And they get now, like, rappers are much more imaginative. Back then, it was, do you remember Rapper's Delight? It was talking about how a dude went to another dude's house and he was trying not to eat the food because it was so bad. Like, nobody would rap about that today. Nobody would rap about a basketball song or about basketball and put it to like song like, I like slam dunks. They take me to the hoop. My favorite play is the alley-oop. Nobody would do that today. But the fact that it was a hit back then is so nostalgic and important to me because I really like basketball at the time.
Sure.
And the fact that my wife didn't know the song
upset you.
It was very upsetting. I'm going to miss her.
Well, you said your first one.
Well, my other one was the fact that Donald Trump called me last night to tell me to vote for Roy Moore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, first of all, you should have called me earlier. Like, don't call me the night before the election. And then he didn't even let me talk. He kept interrupting me. I kept trying to get a word in edgewise. I feel kind of like you do.
Kind of seems like par for the course, really. Yeah, he called me too. I don't want to disappoint you, but I kind of had a similar conversation with him.
Well,
it was one-sided.
It was,
and he told me that if I didn't vote for Roy Moore, that I was, it was dire straits.
There's nothing worse.
Country was in trouble.
There's nothing worse than the robo-calling, political stumping dude who's not even in the race.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, but when the president calls,
you listen. You pick
take
up
the call.
Like if I see White House on my caller ID, I'm answering the phone, man.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for all of you out there joining us on Sportz Blitz Live this evening. We'll be back with you at a later time.
That was wow. You need to work on your intros and exits, man.
I like for them to be awkward as much as I
can. That was for George Costanza.
For Luke Robinson, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.